Today, I'm going to share with you the success tips that made me a millionaire. I have 5 top tips that I was not doing before I made this journey to becoming a millionaire. A lot of times we have the wrong mindset, we have the wrong knowledge because of how we're raised. The majority of people do not or are not wealthy. They don't understand because we're not taught in school the rules and the tenets of how to become successful, how to become rich, how to become a great entrepreneur, or how to even become so wealthy that you can pay whatever price. So today I'm going to give you 5 tips, so go ahead and stick around the entire video. And if you haven't already, please hit the like button and hit subscribe. So tip number 1, be an owner, not an employee. Get equity in something. If you want to become wealthy, if you want to become really rich, look at the most wealthiest people in our world today. They all own something. They own a business. The richest person in the world, 2 of them, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, they own a business. You want to become wealthy, you have to own something. Even own real estate. A lot of people have attributed their wealth to real estate. I am a little bit picky. I like businesses. I believe that you can make a ton of money by owning a business. And when I became a business owner, my wealth, my net worth began to multiply and soar higher and higher because my business has value. And when you build the correct business that you own, that you have equity in, that business valuation grows and then your net worth grows with it. As an employee, your net worth only grows with what you save. So you get your paycheck, you spend most of it, you save some of it, your net worth only goes up that of what you save. You never get ahead. Your net worth goes on a linear path. But as a business owner, when you own something, your net worth transcends. So if you want to become wealthy, you need to own something. Number 2, there is an abundance of money in the world. There is no shortage of money. When I was coming out of college, I didn't realize how much money is out there. I thought a $100,000 salary was someday I could reach that and I had made it. I was so uneducated. There is so much money out there. I've met people that made over $100 million a year. I've met people that made $30 million a year. And when I started meeting those individuals, those owners, and I started hearing their story, I started to realize that they're just like you and me. They're not smarter than you. They're not smarter than me. What they did is they took a step and started their business. They took a step and started something. I talked to one guy. He was working for a construction company. He ended up getting into a fight with his foreman, his manager, and they fired him. And he goes, the reason I started my company, not because I had a great idea, because I got fired and that company basically told everybody else not to hire me. And he goes, so I had nothing else to do. I started my company. Now $30 million a year later, that's how much his business brings in, $30 million. Look at him today. Look at him. He's not successful because he went to the top schools. He's successful because he took a chance on himself. Yeah, he didn't have any other options, but what I quickly realized from meeting all these business owners at this company I was working for, a law firm, I realized, oh my gosh, these guys are just like everybody else. That if they're successful, some of these guys that I met, if they can do it, then I can do it. So you need to realize that there's an abundance of money and that you can you can go get that money. And you can get it at any time. There is no shortage. Number 3, I needed to dream bigger in order to become a millionaire. Like I mentioned before, I thought $100,000 was a lot of money. And I had to realize that, hey, my goal is wrong. If I have a goal to make 100, then I'm only ever going to make 100. I need to have a goal to make 10, 15, $20 million. Because when you dream bigger, it forces you to think outside of the box that you're in. You don't know what's possible until you've been around it. I remember I was out of college working for a normal company as I moved up companies and different things. Before I started my business, I was at one company and we would take a private jet and jet around to different meetings. And I remember the first time I got on that private jet that we rolled up to the not to the terminal, but the hangar, and we walked on the plane and flew out. We went to about 5-6 hours away, which was about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from a plane, or maybe an hour, and we were back the same day. And I remember I said, so why do you fly private? And the guy said, Nate, we fly private because we want our time back, and the money that we make from this, it makes sense. We get our time back. And it clicked on my head right there. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what's possible. This guy's dreaming big. This guy is taking care of his time. So when I had that eye-opening experience, it allowed me to realize, oh my gosh, I'm thinking way too small. I'm thinking about how can I make $100,000 or $200,000 a year, and I need to think about how I can build a large company to make a lot of money. So I needed to dream bigger. When I started dreaming bigger, I realized, oh my gosh, when you dream for 10 million, you end up around 1 to 2 to 3 million, and then you realize, oh my gosh, I'm actually doing a lot better dreaming bigger than if I dreamed reasonable. So dream bigger to force yourself outside of your comfort zone. Number 4, your network will open up more doors than anything else. The first job I got out of college was because I networked my way. I didn't know that. Nobody knew my family. My family didn't open up doors for me. I networked at the university I was at. I networked for that first job. Then my network from when I was in that first job opened up a door for my second job, opened up a door for my third job. And then from that third job, I learned so much that I was able to start my own business. If I did not network, I would not be where I am today. I would not have had the opportunities I've had today. I would not have the business success that I've had today. And so many people, they listen to that and they say, does it really matter who I need to meet? You will be surprised once you start meeting people, putting yourself out there, going to networking events, going and meeting people, shaking people's hands. You'll be surprised how doors will fling open for you. People want to connect you to other people. You're one connection away, and a lot of people really enjoy connecting other people. It's not how much you know, it's who you know. It's not the best that gets the job, it's the best known. It's not the smartest person who gets paid the most, it's the most well-known person who gets paid the most. So realize that your network will equal your net worth, okay? Number 5 here, I started progressing towards being a millionaire when I stopped making decisions with emotions. Let me explain that. You need to sleep on ideas before you implement them. You need to sleep on decisions before you decide on them. You need to sleep before you make that comment that might make somebody mad because you're upset. You need to sleep on big decisions. You need to take time to evaluate it. Let your emotions die down, then make decisions. Even on big purchases, before you buy a car, don't buy it the day you walk in there. Leave and come back and make sure the dust settles in your brain so you think rationally. The first part of my life, I made emotional decisions. I quickly made decisions without really thinking, and then I regretted what I said. I regretted the decision I made. When I started taking my emotions out of it and giving myself some time to cool down or some time to think of it from another perspective, that's when my decision making actually started improving my life. And in business, this is huge. You have to allow the dust to settle. You have to allow things to slow down so you can make those decisions. So many people that decide with their emotions are quick to respond. They make bad decisions. They make people really upset. They get involved in things and potentially legal things and criminal things that they should never get involved in because they let their emotions take over. Our emotional self is not rational. Our emotional self is not a good decision maker. Allow your true self to evaluate a situation by giving yourself time. Stop making decisions with your emotions. So really, these 5 tips are easy 5 tips that everybody should be doing. And you need to commit to these so you can become successful, so you too can become a millionaire. So if you like today's video, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you.